Thank you.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you all are well. It's Bryce.
And Helen.
Yeah, and welcome back to Thank You for Everything, a podcast where I interview my friends about themselves and the things they love. Today we have, as you heard, Helen, aka Helena, aka Helen Made It, aka video producer, photographer extraordinaire, and
aka the GOAT.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
I'm so excited for you guys to hear this interview, particularly because it's such a little time capsule. This is before Helena went on her first tour, and now you've been on how many tours?
2, going on my 3rd soon.
Yeah, so we're stacked up. So it's a nice little time capsule with all of us kind of getting settled into New York. I can't remember the date this was recorded, but I'm going to put it in the title. So enjoy that. Yeah, thanks again for listening, and let's get right in there. That felt good. Hello, I hope you're well. I'm Bryce, and welcome back to the show that I have yet to name, where I talk to my friends about themselves and the things they love. Today, we have one of the most inclusive, helpful, and organized people I have ever met. She spends just about every waking hour helping to build the scene, from producing music videos to event planning to marketing to her specialty of concert photography. Anywhere you look, Helen has probably worked in that space. Next week, Helen will be going on tour with Poptropicalslutz, fulfilling a long-time dream of being a concert photographer, a touring concert photographer. So without further ado, Helen, what is up, Biscuit?
Oh my gosh. Hey, Big Biscuit.
Hey, Big Biscuit. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the naming conventions first out of everything, because I've grown up calling you Helena. Is that valid for what we're doing today?
Oh, yeah. It just, people either call me Helen or Helena.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. Some people mix it up and say Helena. And then Helena. Sometimes you call me Little Biscuit.
That's going to be the preferred method of referring to you, I think. Just like in the general future, probably.
100%.
It's going to be one of those. But how you doing today, bro?
I'm so good. I'm very at ease this morning.
That's good to hear, my guy. You seem at ease.
Thank you.
Even though, like, you sent me a voice message about, like, your boss, like, having to, like, reschedule, like, plans and trips. I'm like, how are you at ease right now? Like, after just having to...
I think it's also the fact that, like, it's officially, like, my, like, I'm done today.
Yeah, you've done the stressful shit.
And, yeah, I'm excited to have like 5 days off and then head on tour.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh my God. So tour in 5 days.
Yeah.
5 days. Yeah. It happens. Tell me what, like, hold on, because I have like a whole lot of questions about this tour type of thing. How are you feeling about going on tour?
I feel like I'm excited. There's a lot that I have to get done before I leave.
Yeah.
I'm bad at saying no. I'm getting better though. Protecting my energy is something I realized the last couple of days that I need to do more of. So yeah. I'm going to start implementing that.
Okay.
But
as your friend, I can attest to that.
I can't say no. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I react to things late though. So I feel like it won't hit me until like we're on our way to the first spot or something, or I'm packing, or the night before. I don't know. It will be late, but I'm super excited, and it's beautiful to be doing it like with Sam, Sam is Aldridge online. He makes his own music, but he also produces and is the bassist and violinist and creative director for stage for Poptrop. And he happens to be like one of my brothers. And so he is also going on tour. So it's nice to have a comfort person that I'm going to be with, and doing it with a friend just makes the dream even sweeter, because I think at the end of the day, that's my biggest dream, is that we can all do this and do it together, like,
yeah, bro,
fully.
Like the family coming up,
like, imagine just like looking at each other being like, fist,
we made it.
We did it.
Yeah, bro, I think you've always been like very on with that, like in terms of, we were just talking about this beforehand, like just like roping people in like every way possible. I don't know, it's like, it's interesting hearing you talk about like how you've been trying to like protect your energy more as well. Like I could see that. It seems like being a producer involves just like being on call all the time. Is that an accurate read?
It's definitely more of like being an assistant. I'm like on call 24/7. But being a producer, which I'm still definitely a baby in, like I've produced like photo shoots fully, and I've produced one video fully, But the rest of the stuff, I'm like a project manager or I'm like a line producer, which is like a level under producer. But like I'm still on the like production team and stuff like that. But yeah, when you're like the day, I would say like the week of leading up to a music video or something, yeah, like you gotta iron everything out. And then the day of course, like everything needs to be like the artist can't lift a hand. It's like crazy when we have artists and they're like, oh, I'm not helping you with anything. And I'm like, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. I'm so sorry that hasn't been your experience. Like you're supposed to be relaxing. Like you're not supposed to be like helping us in any way, which is great if they do, but it's they really don't need to.
That's awesome. It's so cool to hear you say that as well, because Elroy, our other music friend who you produced
a photo shoot
for,
yeah,
reflected on that photo shoot in that exact way, being like, dude, it was fucking insane. I did nothing the whole time. I was just walking around looking pretty, and Elena's like, and like the stylist is, and Max is hitting the photos. And he was like, bro, it was insane, because it was like my first impact of like working with a team. And he was like, dude, this is what it feels like it should be, of where it's like, I already did my shit. Like I made my music. And now it's like all these people are helping me like actualize the rest of it. So it's awesome to hear you like put that into words, because it's so like you do actually do that. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
It's like people are always like, what is a producer? And I'm like, it's everything. Like in order for everything to happen, we do all like the pre, the after, and the during work. And like we connect all the pieces, we make all the schedules, like there's a lot of like back end and post that like we do, but I'm like, I feel like in short, that's just like what it is.
God, okay, wait. I think something we need to do for my own sanity and for people listening. I broke it down when I was writing these questions into like three parts of like all the jobs you do. So I had Simple Stupid, I had your photography, and I had your production. Do you feel like that's like a fair split in like the things you feel like you do?
I guess you're gonna learn more about me today.
Yeah, let's run it. Okay, so Todd,
so Simple Stupid has been my job for the past like, I want to say 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
It's ending today. It's bittersweet. The team is great. I love them. But in order for me to go on tour, which is my dream, I needed to leave. So it was low-key risky, because the day that for context.
Yes.
Got my internship at Simple Stupid in February. A month later, they offered me like a job at a trial. And then they were like, we'll review your trial run at the end of May. End of May came, and I was like, hey, like, been loving what I've been doing, but I think I would like to be like paid more, because I'm like a consultant type beat.
Yeah.
And they were like shaking their head yes, like da-da-da-da, everything was going well. And then but I do want you to be aware that I would be going away on tour for 4 weeks because of this and da-da-da. And then they were like, whoa, we're going to offer you a full-time job. Damn, I was like, I don't know. I feel like old me would have been like very upset. But
like
current
upset
me,
in the way, like
upset that like, oh no, like I already signed papers to go on tour, and like I've chased stability for so long, like this would provide that, and that was the goal technically when I first started. I was looking for a full-time job and I wanted it to lead to that, but I'm very comfortable right now with the idea of like being risky, and like no one ever got anywhere if they didn't just risk it or try it. And I think about like concert photography and how I've only done this for a year and I'm going on tour.
Dub. Dude, so I think my biggest questions with all of like the branches of work that you do is like how you got into each of these things. So like what was the thing that drew you towards that internship?
So basically being creative is like not a staple when you're starting.
Yeah. Not at all.
No, like not at all. And so I only really like 50% of the time make money off photo stuff. And then production wise, I only make like I don't do like producer things for free. Unless it's for like a homie, like, you know what I mean? Then I'll like help them do stuff. But I know when they can, they will. But because of that, I was like, okay, I have always done like 6 or 5 jobs at a time. I'm tired of that. Let me like not do that and try to find a job. And I was like pivoting because I tried to do work in nonprofit, but I couldn't find a job in it since I studied like human development, community engagement for like nonprofit management and all that stuff. And I couldn't find work in it because after COVID. And then from there, I was like, okay, pivot. What are we going to next? What do you like doing? I was like, I really have enjoyed working in the music industry, like with photo and production. What more could I do in that? And then
so you started. So the start was nonprofit. You're looking to do like community engagement nonprofit.
I was
pivot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like music industry. Let's go.
Yeah, because I was always pursuing like the creative on the side.
Right.
But I always was like, nonprofit and creative have always been like the two worlds I've loved. But I was like, nonprofit will provide the stability and it's something I enjoy and love doing. And then I'll do the creative on the side. And if those worlds can combine, then that would be like fucking sick.
Yeah, that's dope. Because I feel like with music, especially in like what you're doing in music, it is like I see the community building like side of it a lot in like the way you engage with like the music industry and stuff, which is a cool combo.
Trying.
So like when you were studying and like you were doing creative on the side, what were you doing creative? Like what was that?
I was just always taking photos and I was just always doing like shoots just for fun and like any like concept stuff. And I was doing nonprofit stuff. Like when I was 19, I like dropped out of college and I worked for a nonprofit called Thirst Project, which is like one of like the leading water orgs, more focused on like youth activism. And I was like content for them, so I would do like photos and videos, but I also went and spoke to people around the country who were like in high school, middle school, and college, and I would just educate them on the water crisis. And then if they wanted to like do stuff and be more involved and kind of did what I was doing at a smaller scale in their communities, then I would mentor them and like stay in contact with them.
That is so sick, bro. I did not know that.
Oh,
that's dope as fuck.
That's why I have a jerry can tattoo.
What? What? That is so dope. Because
that's what people use to carry water.
Around? Yeah. So you were traveling around the country.
Yes.
Like, where were you going?
Literally everywhere.
That's
like I did a full road trip. We were on the road for like 4 months.
Oh my god, bro. Touring is gonna be fucking easy mode for you. What?
It was me and me and my now best friend, but it was like it was technically an internship, but it was like paid, and they paid for everything. Yeah. So, which was amazing. I was like, I'm getting paid and you're covering all my costs. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But I applied as a single because you could apply as a double or a single person, and so I applied as a single, and then you had to road trip with someone that you didn't know after.
Oh, so like the internship was a road trip. Like it was like
you went to LA, which is where they're based out of, and they trained you for like a month and a half, and then you would do the road trip where you would like do the things I'm telling you, like be an advocate, do fundraisers, go to like be on stages and like give a presentation. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 45 minutes, like
that
do activities,
so
like, and then and just like do all that stuff and then stay connected with the students through like text or email and mentor them. But that was basically it. But I got paired with this person who's now my best friend, Anne. And it was amazing. We got along so well, and now she's like one of my lifelong friends.
That is incredible. That's a great story. Oh my god. And so like so first of all, this explains a lot. Just like I'm like, damn, I
guess we've never
Yeah, that's dope as hell. This is exactly why I was excited to do this interview also, because I was like, damn, like I feel like we've had like a few like nice conversations, but recently it's just been mainly like parties and stuff like that.
So busy.
And like we've been busy and shit. So again, I appreciate you coming in for this. Okay, so you take a break, you drop out of college to do that?
Okay, so I go to college, I apply to this internship, I get it, which I didn't think I'd get because I was like a sophomore in college. Yeah. Like everyone else that got that internship already graduated college. Like I went and I was me and Anne were the youngest. And so I go get it, I drop out, do that. I'm done. I reapply to college, and I transfer to like Temple in Philly, and I finish my degree there. And then, oh wait, this is actually important to my story for music, actually. Okay, so I go to Temple. I at this point, like after I got off tour, I kind of stopped doing anything creative because I was paying my own way through college. So I was like, I'd work like from 5 a.m. to like 3 and then go to classes. And it would be like, and that's how I was even like before I had dropped out before I was 19. Like I just had no time. So I kind of went through like a lull creatively in college.
Yeah, because you're exhausted probably.
Yeah, like I had like no room and time to think about anything else. And then I went to Philly and made friends with these music people who are lovely friends. And one of them is your roommate.
Drop the names.
Let's shout them out.
Yeah.
We got Abbott. We got Ryan Lehan. We got Gordon Snyder. We've got Nuge. And we've got Juliana Keenan.
Damn. She in LA now.
And
we miss her.
freaking Patchy Mate.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then some later characters came along, but those were the originals.
So those were all that crew was at Temple.
Yeah, and so like 2 of them were in school, the rest like lived in that area but like had dropped out, but they became my friends and I was just surrounded by people who were creative. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do? Like, I missed this part of myself. Like, let me tap back in. And then like I Nuge a lot too, because Nuge is a photographer and he was like, yeah, like you just need to like get after it. I was like, okay, like, and so I picked up my camera that I had. That's the only camera I had ever had, and started taking more pictures. And then I had a video production class that I took, and I made like a video about Patchy Mate like getting ready for a concert. And then that day, I put my camera down because I was exhausted, and I was like, oh, I'm finally done with the video. But I was like, wait, I've been taking photos in a while. Let me like take photos of this concert, and that concert happened to be Stevie Bill.
No way.
And All A's Love Letters, which are also our freaking family now.
Was this in New York?
In New York, yeah. And then that day I learned that I loved concert photography. I was like, I fucking love this.
So this was like on a whim. You were just like, yo, let's run
Yeah,
it.
because I was just doing my video production class. Because I was getting into photo again, but the medium of concert photography, I didn't really... That's how that came about. Like Ale's concert, and that's why you can see my growth in Stevie's photos. And you can also see her growth and confidence like on stage, because I've shot her first concert till like her latest now.
Damn. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I feel like I need to make an Instagram page so I can like post all these pictures so people can like see the come up. That's such a dope origin story. What was your like first contact with photography in general? Oof. Like with just cameras?
Good question. Like, do I even know? I think I want to say like a little digicam, I think, which is the one I still use with you guys today.
Let's go.
Like, I think it was, just the little digicam that I would bring everywhere. And then I got like, I liked to video like when I was younger. Like I have like, they're all privated now. No one can see them. But I like made YouTube videos, and I thought I was going to be like a video girly. And
like YouTuber type energy?
Well, that, but also I just was into video more, like the medium of video. So I did that stuff, but I would like take photos here and there. I don't know, but there's like waves in my photos. Like I did everything my brother did too. So like he did a lot of car photography, so I did that.
You did car photography?
Like the waves of my...
How old were you at the time?
Well, he's like 5 years older than me. So like we would go to like freaking Euro car shows, and he was like 16, and so I was like 10.
No
like,
way. Damn, so you've been like doing the whole camera thing for like ever.
Yeah, but I always just kind of like just did whatever. Like I didn't think it would be anything, or that I wanted to do something in it. In high school, I was like the historian, which in America is just like the person that takes photos to document your past 4 years in high school. Oh. And then I was also the yearbook editor, so I took photos of like everything for that.
Wow.
And then we had like other people in yearbook that would do it too.
Dude, you're such an asset of a fucking... That's such like a valuable like thing to be doing for people.
Yeah, because in high school, because I did that, it was like anything. Like it would just be sports, it would be clubs, it would be like people's portraits, it would be like superlative. Like I feel like I never really figured out what I wanted to do. And then I think towards the end of middle to end of high school, I realized I really liked like documentary style photography or like storytelling. And then I know, I like things that have like a story and emotion. I think that's why I like concert photography so much. It's because like what makes a good concert photo is like being able to capture someone's emotion on a stage. It's more than just like, I mean, people in general, like photography is more than just clicking about it. It's way more than that. Like you really just have to like watch someone and then just get it at the right time.
Oh, trust me, I know. I take some bad photos. I take some bad photos. That's so dope. But like, and I think you're like, for example, your most recent stuff with like Sam's Gold Sound show is just like, oh, those are bangers. There is so much like movement and emotion in Sam, and also like the crowd. Like you can feel the energy, and like also being there. Like you can, I don't know. I feel like you can fucking smell it. Like it's like, oh my god. Those are some good ass pictures.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I
dude.
appreciate that.
So it sounds like you've just had like an unbelievable variety of photography like throughout your life in terms of like experience doing that shit.
Yeah.
When did you start getting into the more like producing stuff you've been doing recently?
A lot of my story is in Philly because that kind of all started in Philly, but it was this one didn't go as fast moving. Basically, our friends that have a group that I'm now a part of, ACBH, and I think could be here, you know, shout out. At the time, I wasn't a part of it. I was just like, I'm just a homie, and I believe in my people, and I love my people, so I just always, if I can help, I will help. And at the time, I also was staying with Ryan and Abbott, and they were shooting a music video for one of their songs for ACBH, and they flew in this producer and director, Lucas OM, shout out, love him. He's like a father figure for me now. But
shout out Lucas.
Shout out Lucas.
What song was this for?
Life of the Party. Yeah.
Crazy throwback.
Throwback. But they flew him in to do that video, and I met him, and not in a bad way, but he was like, what do you do? Like, because I would just, I guess, in the morning, I was like knocking on the boys' doors and like making sure they were awake. I was like, they'd be like playing video games, and I'd be like, we need to get the mirror for the shot tomorrow, or like, we need to like do your hair, you want it gray, like let's, like, I just was like really on them about stuff. And
I don't think, also just for the audience to understand like how important that is with this group of people, like it is so, this house, the house I live in, like we are never like less than an hour late type of shit. Like it is impossible to go anywhere. So
I have to tell you guys like an earlier time.
It's unbelievable.
I sent my birthday invitation out, and I was like, should have told them a different time. Not gonna lie.
Should have said 3.
Yeah, no.
We're all gonna show up at 7.
Yeah, but it's all right. But
okay, fire. So you're already.
Yeah. So he just was like, and honestly, I was like, oh, what interesting. Like I think there's just a lot of jobs that I didn't realize were things. Like me working at a label. Like, I just don't think I thought about, like, I'm a first generation kid. Like, I'm the first to go to, like, 7th, 8th, high school, college. Like, my parents both only went to 6th grade. So, like, I don't think I ever, like, realized like, how many jobs are out there and what people can actually do to, like, make money. And like, I also love what you're doing. And, and he put that in my head, and I kind of like thought about it a little bit. I was still finishing college at the time, and then
so
while
did he
I
bring
was
up like producing as like
he
a
was
job?
like, I feel like you'd be a good producer.
Damn.
And then from there, I like finished my degree, was trying to get a job in nonprofit. While I was struggling to find a job in nonprofit, I was still like doing creative stuff as much as I could. And then a horror movie happened to be coming to shoot in my hometown in Connecticut. And I was working at a thrift store at the time, and someone knew the person that was like on the team for it and was like, you should talk to them. Like, here's their info. I was like, oh wow, like, thank you. So I go tell them about me and how this is like what I do, but like I don't have like experience at all. It's like a feature film. So I was like, I really didn't think I'd like be able to like work on it because I was like, I literally have like no experience in comparison to like probably people who have, but I don't know. It was amazing. The people were great. I became the production. I was like one of like 4 PAs for the movie. And then by the end of it, I ended up being the key PA, which is like, for people who know, it's like key PA is basically the person that runs like all the, like they're in charge of all the production assistants and just have like a higher role in production. And so I felt terrible when they gave me that role. It was great, but all these other PAs have been PAs for like 2 years or like 1 year. It was my first ever
so you're
PA
jumping
job.
That seniority, yeah.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, PA is just a production assistant. And so I was like, oh my gosh, but that it felt good that I was like, okay, like I was doing a good job. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of like late nights and stuff, but I was like, okay, like this is fun. I'd like to do this. And then around, I want to say that was like October, November type B. And then Lucas, who had flown in from Arizona, him and...
Was he with Overcast at the time? Was that what he was doing?
I think no, that was done at that point. Okay. But speaking of Overcast, so then Tommy Killjoy and Lucas and an amazing DP, Dylan. Oh my gosh, I'm literally gonna butcher his last name.
Dylan the DP.
Dylan,
okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll just keep it at Dylan the DP.
Also for Overcast,
but they were all in it but that was like over at that point. But skip like 2 months after that movie, they moved to New York. Oh my gosh, I missed a chapter.
We're skipping everywhere, but go. It's okay.
Okay. Go back. Before the movie, like I want to say a month later after Life at the Party music video, they are still in New York, and they're shooting a video for Midwest, and they remembered that I was here in this area, and so I like went and that was my first PA job.
What year was this? Just to get some timelines.
Like it must have been because I just worked on the horror movie this past October. Like this is like
recent.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn, the come up, Helena.
No. Yeah, like my that's why I'm like I'm such a baby in like the producer world.
Bro, that's so funny you say that because like watching you / hearing stories about you producing, it's like like Helena can just do that like extremely well.
I mean, that's like what Lucas saw in me, and I'm like so grateful that he put it into my head because basically all the things in short, he lives here now in New York, and also Tommy Killjoy, who's a director, and I ended up just PAing with them a couple times now in the past year, and they are like, we're having more projects. We need another person who's consistent in our team. And they wanted me to like, so that's how I've been doing more like being a project manager and being a line producer on music videos and like being able to do that with like Midwest Again and like Kenny and like Curtis Waters and like being able to like work with these people who like have bigger budgets and thanks so much. And like, that's been really, really fun. And being able to like prove myself and have people like them who see that potential in me and want to grow me because they're like slowly teaching me more and more on each music video of like what to do and how to do it. And I'm just beyond grateful that they like, I feel like there's a lot of people they could have selected from to like be like, who do we want to bring on? And like, not that it should be a thing, but I appreciate it because I tend to be the only female in the room, like in production and even like with photo a lot at the time. And for them to be like, oh, this person, and I also happen to be a girl. So I'm just like, I feel very seen by them, and I appreciate it a lot.
Damn, that's dope. That's very humble of you, I think.
Yeah,
because you're incredibly skilled. So.
Oh my gosh. But my production story really only started like me really getting after it and being more than just like a production assistant in the past like 2 or 3 months.
That is
I started around the same time I got hired by Simple Stupid doing the music videos.
This is a great segue as well then, because it's like, what was that? I think we almost touched on this, but like, what was like the intro in like, what was the drive into like getting that internship? Like, what were you like,
Yeah, I was like, oh yes.
You're like
so
stability,
looping back in, So I was like stability. What am I good at? Like music, When I was in high school, I would compete in like business competitions.
What? Dude, this is such good lore. Oh my god. Okay, wait, give me that.
When I was in high school, for those of people who know, I DECA, Distributive Educational Clubs of America. But I would compete, and so I would do like freaking 30-page business plans and like marketing plans. And...
Wait, no, you gotta like run me through. Hold on, wait, pause, because the sun is glaring at me. So, all right, chapter 2. What the fuck is business competition?
Yeah, I would just like write business plans and like marketing plans, and like I made a nonprofit when I was like in my senior year of high school, like in that business club and stuff. And so like
that's incredible.
I like. Yeah, it was called the Elderly Appreciation Movement because depression is like an escalating or like it's rapidly going up in like elderly. So I like basically I did like this is so like not relevant.
I don't know. Run me through it. I'm like I'm just like for me. I'm like I'm just surprised that there's like a thing where it's like there's a competition of you just like making businesses. Or like business plans? Like
yeah.
What is like
it's just they can give okay, so basically like DECA, you could do like essays or they'd give you a situation. You'd have like 10 minutes or something to like make your plan and then present it to a board of judges. And so I was like, that's a lot. So I was like, I'll do the essays, even though I don't think I'm a good writer. But yeah, I just like competed in like marketing and like business stuff. So I was like, oh, I was good at that because I would go and compete like nationally, like, and it was like I know it was the only way I like ever got to see a place other than Connecticut because I could never afford like going out of state anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, but the school like helped pay for me to be able to go to like I went to like Nashville to compete like nationally, and then I went to Nashville, and I went to LA for the first time because of that too.
Oh my god, and you're like a little nugget. You're like 17.
Oh yeah, I was just like in high school, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, like this is so cool. Like,
wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I was like, what? That's crazy. Like seeing the country like the USA. Whoa. But yeah, I just was like looking back at that, and when I was in high school, and I was like, oh, what if I did that in music? Because I love working with musicians, and like, how can I help musicians more? Because I'm always like, goddamn, like, it takes a team. Like, how can I help more? How can I learn more and like help my like brothers and like all that stuff? And yeah, I just thought that was a good idea. And then funny enough, like, I don't know. So the universe, dude, is crazy. I follow this photographer that we met like one time at a studio. And he posted on his story, like, a picture of him and this girl. And I was like, oh, I wonder if she works in the music industry. Because I appreciate women in, like, male-dominating spaces.
Facts.
And so I click her profile. I was like, oh, yeah, she looks like she does, like, social media marketing. And for, like, I think at the time, she was at a different company. But I just was like, dope, follow, sick. A day later, she posted on her story, looking for marketing intern. Like, she just became, like, the project manager, like, director of marketing at Simple Stupid. AB, fucking love you, is my mother now. But I was like, oh my gosh, do I? Like, don't I? Like, I don't know.
I remember this decision period.
This wasn't, like, a thing that was promoted, so it was, like, definitely only through... And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to shoot my shot. And I was like, okay, how am I going to stand out from others? And I was like, I'm going to make a letter of interest and just match their branding. So I like tried to make their font. Turns out they made their own font. Like, it wasn't a font that existed. So what I just did instead was I like took the logo and I like put it at the bottom of my letter, and then I made the letter yellow and like black writing like the company, and then I just told them a little bit about me. I was like, would love to chat with you more and like talk about this opportunity. And then she loved it. And then we met up for coffee, we chatted some more, and then she was like, yeah, like, I'd love to have you. And then I started interning in February and under her. And then I was under her, but I would help the digital marketing team a lot too. And then
what were you doing with like the digital?
I would help with like analyzing like the data of the stream. So like I would do like check everyone's numbers like on a weekly basis and like do the math for that, so he could present it at the streaming meeting. So I would like do that, or like a couple times he showed me like how to pitch, because basically like labels will have a rep at like TikTok, Spotify, like so and so.
Music, yada.
Yeah. And so, but you just need to keep your rep updated on your artist. So like a pitch is just like, oh, here are their numbers. This is what they're doing. This is what they're coming out with. Listen to the music. Like, so he'd just like teach me stuff like that. Or I'd make like assets, which is like cuts of music videos or like TikToks or things like that for artists to post on socials. And then for project management, I would just like, it's basically production in the way like you're making sure like everything is organized for production rollout for the artist, and then also that their schedules when they're visiting us in New York, or if they're doing a music video where they're from, or we flew them out somewhere, like everything is ticked and scheduled and like that's all figured out. Or like figuring out interesting marketing, like everyone's sending their artist shit to everyone. So how are you going to stand out? So it's like when I first started, it was cool. I got to help with the Jace rollout, and we were like, okay, how can we stand out here? And we framed like his photos at the time in like some gold frames and sent out personal letters to like everyone and all the artists that like helped on the project, and sent those out. At the time, they're not signed with us anymore, but we had this artist called like Golden Counter Boy, and
Golden Counter Boy?
I believe so. It was like when I first started, then they dropped him, but he like loves chicken. And so we bought like these mini safes and put like gold chocolate coins and chicken, and then you would in order to open the safe you'd have to put in like the pre-save date or something, like, you know what I mean, shit like that, where like you're gonna experience that and you're gonna fucking remember who Golden Boy Count Up is, like, you know what I mean,
insane.
like, so like
who is that getting sent to?
Like Spotify, TikTok,
No
or
way.
like
That's
crazy. Or like or people that we want them to like interview with, or like, you know, just like any potential people. And so I kind of just did that, and because they're like a JV label, I really got to like learn a lot, and it gave me a lot more access. So I was able to learn a lot, which was really, really cool. And
like a lot more impact as well. Like everything you do is probably felt.
I know. I hope so. I was trying, but yeah. Then a month later, I started being like the assistant, but I would still help the teams and stuff. Like, I was the assistant, but I also I ran. I forget today's my last day. The TikTok and the Instagram for the company.
And so at first in the internship, were you paid, or was this?
Oh, that was a big thing too. It was like, again, risks, people. I mean, you just got to do them, because then it turned into like what it was for me. No, it wasn't paid, and I commuted for the first month from Connecticut.
Oh, yo, I forgot about that. Yeah, brutal.
Yeah.
How long was that
I was
commute?
down. Like, I feel like you just gotta, I don't know, I'm like, people, there are not excuses.
Yeah.
You can really do the things. They're just not easy. You know?
How long was your commute?
Like 2 hours.
2 hours each way?
Yeah.
Bro, holy cannoli. And you were driving, right?
I would drive 30 minutes to the train station, take the train to Grand Central, and then take another train to like Flatiron area of New York.
That's big business. That's also like, I feel like there's a confidence in yourself there of just like, dude, like I'm here, I'm doing it. Like I'm doing the shit.
I just like, I want to know with everything, like I want to know I tried. That's why, like,
dude, I respect that. I
don't know. Like I want to know I tried to do the thing, you know? I don't know.
And now it's
I don't want to regret anything. No, I'm still trying though.
Yeah. How do you feel about
like I still like work so many jobs to like be able to like live life, you know?
Yeah, bro.
Because those things still don't like, they're just inconsistent, you know? Like the photo and in the music videos, and like it's nice that when I do music videos, those are all paid and they're paid like nice.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But the photo stuff is still like, I really only get paid like, also I love and appreciate music, and I understand an independent artist because like all my fucking friends are independent artists, and so I get it so much. And so when this artist like just reached out to me and they were like, hey, I saw your photos of Stevieville and at Babies, would love you to come shoot me, like da da da. And then I was just like, what's your budget, like da da da. And then they were like, oh, like yeah. And I was like, well, like, okay, just like pay me what you can, because I get it. And also like if I like your music, like I cannot shoot someone I don't enjoy your music.
Yeah, That would
But
be rough. Just like 2 hours at a show that you're just like, oh.
I know. He was so wonderful, and he's a little baby. He's like 19, and I'm just like, like you're doing the thing. You're taking the risk.
This is the thing though, because it's like, it's like, oh, the homies are independent artists and shit like that. But it's like, yo, like photographers are also independent artists. So it's like rough. It's like we're both.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know. I guess that's why finding, for example, like the ACBH situation where you're all at like a similar stage. It's like, yo, this is my first time producing. This is your first time doing a music video. Like finding that relationship is so beautiful. And then you guys can like together.
Yeah.
Now you're on tour with fucking Aldrich.
I know.
And
Poptrop. I know.
And they did give you money.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm getting paid.
Let's fucking go.
It's crazy.
You know, hey.
I'm so excited.
So now that you're done with Simple Stupid, reflect on that experience. What was that like, and like, how do you feel moving forward?
Oh my gosh, I don't think I've even reflected yet, because technically, like, I'm still
You're still on the clock.
I'm still like working till 6 p.m. Like, because Fridays I work from home. Yeah. My reflection, I'm beyond grateful, because I recognize that it's very lucky of me to have built the relationships I have with the directors in the office. Like, they have become like people that are more than just who I work with, and they believe in me so much. Like, I think more than I believe in myself sometimes. Like, they're the best, and it's been so nice, like, me leaving and like the head of publishing being like, hey, you do amazing work. If you ever need a recommendation or you ever need something, like, tell me. And like,
Helena.
And like it's awesome. And like the head of A&R being like, yo, when you get back from tour, like, I have some stuff that I do on my own. So, like, would love to hire you and have you on my team for that, like, for photo. And like,
yes, for photo as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like even the creative director, like, she wasn't there when I first started, and I remember it was like we had only known each other for like a month at that point, and she was like, she saw that when I was an intern, I did like the BTS for one of our artists, Ayana, like all their BTS, and I was an intern, so I was like, I'm not gonna ask them to pay, but it did feel a little wrong because I was like, this is separate from my intern. But again, you know, I was an intern. I was like, I'm just trying to get some points.
Yeah.
But I did all her BTS, and she saw that. I did their BTS, and then one of the photos ended up being their cover.
Damn.
And she saw that when
cover of like the EP.
It's no, it was because it was just one song.
Oh, cover of like a single.
Yeah.
One of the BTS photos ended up being the cover for their single.
Well, they had me do like, she was like, oh, we'll probably like, here, I'll pull it up. It's this one. I took this.
Holy shit, bro. That is a very good photograph.
Thanks.
That's supposed to be a BTS photo?
Well, no. Because sometimes when I do BTS, I'll like do portraits and stuff too. Oh,
sick.
Because I like, again, like that's something that I do. So
hire Helena, y'all. Put this woman on, Jesus.
But she noticed that. She was like, oh, there's not a payment for this transaction. And she one day just sent me a contract and was like,
who did? The artist?
The creative director. Because when she came on, she was looking through everything and cleaning things up. And she just was like, noticed that. And I was like, yeah, like, I did this. And she was like, oh, okay. And then sent me a contract over. And at the time before she got there, I was the one like doing all the creative contracts. And so I was like, oh, why is there a money amount here? Like, there should be just like 1 cent, because whenever like someone in-house does something, you just need to show there's a transaction, but just put 1 cent. But she, I forget how much she paid me, but she wanted to pay me. And I was just very grateful that she was like, you deserve to be paid. And she is also like Lizzie McAlpine's stylist. And she was like, let me like pitch the team. Like that for you to shoot like a potential show in the future in New York. Like, sick. I don't know, like everyone's just like really awesome to always, whenever like I have any questions, they're always like willing to talk. And if I need something to be clear, even like with Poptrop, it's always important to have everything like written down and on paper, because you never want anything to be like confused, or someone said that they said something but you don't have it somewhere. So I knew I wanted a contract, and through working at Simple Stupid, I've never met this person. I've only ever talked to them like virtually and through email, but she like helped me figure out the entire contract for that. For like, just because like I've just been so connected and given genuine relationships with people, and I'm so beyond grateful that is my experience, because not everyone goes to an internship and fucking comes out with that.
Not everyone commutes 2 hours and does a bunch of like extracurricular shoots and shit for people that they're charging 1 cent for. So it's I mean, you are very humble. That is a very and it's beautiful that you're grateful as well. I think that's a lovely.
I love them.
That's a wholesome ass review, and it's really cool as well because it sounds like you've also like landed. We're about to explore this a little bit more, but you've also landed a bunch of like connections and gig opportunities like for photography through like this sort of like marketing kind of more like quote unquote stable situation that you were kind of going into, which is
it's kind of funny because I like went into an internship and then I started freaking line producing music videos, and then that was like I was like, oh wow, like I do 2 music videos a month, like that's nice. And then also because I was doing the internship and because I ended up getting the consultant, like it allowed me to finally be in New York and not crash on couches.
Yeah, dude, which is a W for the homies as well. No. We love Elena being in New York.
Oh my gosh, and I love it too. But I just was like, because living here and people knowing you finally live here changes it.
Oh yeah.
Like because they ask you to do, or you'll just be out at a party and you just happen to like meet someone and get hired, like they'll just like hit you up like a day later or something like that. It's just all about who you meet. Like,
I'm interested specifically in like your relationship with photography now as you transition into this period of like you're pro photographer for the next, like, how long is the tour?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. It also sounds like you've never just done like one thing in your life type of thing. Are you interested? Like, what are you gunning for, I guess? Like, are you looking to do just straight
in
photography? I don't know, just like, I don't know, I'm interested. Like, are you looking for like just straight photography? Or are you looking to always be kind of like dipping your fingers in all the bowls?
My rule with life is just do the things that make you happy and it will guide you in the right direction. That's been like my one thing always. And I think, and also the more I do, the more I realize there's things that I enjoy that I didn't know I enjoyed doing.
Oh, that is beautiful, bro.
Like, at Simple Stupid, there was just been a couple times where the creative director is like, hey, do you know like a director that does this or does that? And like I think I've learned I like creative direction a lot because I know people who can do the things. Like, I can put the team together. I have the vision. I can put the treatment together. And then I can put all these people together and make the thing happen. And that's literally creative direction.
Damn.
And like
that's powerful, bro.
And so I learned through The Office whenever I would help her, like, that I liked that a lot. And that maybe that's something I'd potentially like to do when I'm older. And the way that and creative direction does not have a straight, like, linear path. Like, everyone does 100 things when they finally get to that point. So that's something that maybe is something in my future. But I would like to just be able to, I think, just like be freelance. I think that would just be like be freelance full time and be able to like do videos and produce and do photography in the concert world and more like creative portraits, and then get back into some of my docu stuff that I used to do. Like, I haven't really done things like that in a while. And then when I'm older, though, this is something that I know I want to do when I'm older. And it's been nice with wedding planners because we've been able to do a couple of them for charity now. I would love to utilize my connections through the years of my youth if everything goes well, and like throw concerts where the money goes to charity. But also, I would love to find like good up and coming artists when I'm older, take them on a college tour, and then when they're doing these college tour concerts, we're at the the college or the university for 2 days, and then one day is the concert, and then the other day is a smaller, more intimate group, and they're just sitting down and having a conversation about whatever the cause of that artist, if that they're passionate about, whether it's like mental health or environment or whatever.
Oh, that's dope
like,
as fuck. So like the artist like chooses like yo, you know what? Like recently I've been thinking about mental health and like therapy, and like that's what like I want to talk about on this tour. And you go on a tour, you play a concert, then the next day you're like, anyway, y'all, this
like,
is what depression feels like. Or
like intimate experience of just talking with them more one-on-one and just opening up the space to like have those conversations more.
Dude,
and like,
that is a why.
And like artists hold a level of influence, and so like if
100%.
you know what I mean. So I think it'd just be great to like do something like that in the future, and then throw maybe just like mini festivals that or concerts that are just for charity. So that's sick, I don't know, bro. Like I would love to do that when I'm older, and it would combine to my love of music, and nonprofit
and event planning and business and touring, yada yada.
Oh, I didn't even think about the rest. I just have always just been like, I don't know, like let's help people and music.
Yeah, dude. I mean, goddamn. Like, I feel like you are on the right track, my guy.
I don't know. We're seeing where things take us, but
dude,
I would just like to be like, a creative full time, I think.
Yeah, that was a great answer to that question. Give us a rundown. You mentioned wedding planners. Give us a rundown as to what wedding planners is.
All right. So wedding planners. I am a wedding planner.
Yeah.
And we are a group of, I think, 8 people, and a couple months ago, we decided we wanted to start throwing like these underground shows that, I don't know, like create a little scene there in New York. But also the biggest part was just like make it more personal and make it more unplugged. And so we asked people not to like take any photos or videos. And so we'll document the event for them. And then soon we're actually going to be sending all of the photos out for everyone.
No way.
So exclusive.
That's crazy. Email newsletter.
But everything is like only communicated like to promote the event through word of mouth or text or email. And only recently we said the artists can promote online if they'd like. But it's just like a group of us that have been doing it. So it consists of me, Jacob Jeffrey, Ollie's Love Letters, Aldridge, Underscores, Matt Lawrence, Maddie, and most recently we've added, I forgot, Max, Durante, and most recently we've added Scarlett Taylor. We all kind of just like, we can mix roles and stuff like that. But there's stuff that like a lot of us will always do, but
she's cracked with like the multimedia graphic design.
No, she's exciting. I like something is coming in September with her and I. So
y'all been fucking tight recently. I've been fucking with y'all's friendship.
I like moved to New York, and I don't know, she just became like the girl. I'm gonna have my like first, this will be an exclusive as well. You're getting so many exclusives. Yeah. I'm having my first ever photos be in a magazine.
Holy shit.
And Scarlett will be that person.
No way. Yeah. What mag?
Nocturnal magazine.
Dope.
Yeah.
What is the context?
J-Ro linked me and was like, and I almost said like no. I feel like I'm still, concert photography is my most confident medium of photography, I'd say. And so when he was like, hey, you mainly work with like musicians, like I think it'd be good for you to like do this, like I need to like get a couple people on this. And I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe I shouldn't, like I'm still building that side of my photography up. And I don't know, he was like, no, like at the end of the day you have the eye, so you know what looks good, so just trust yourself and do it. And so
fuck yeah,
so we did it. And so I haven't edited them yet, but they look great.
Dude, I'm like stoked for you to like have taken that chance, you know what I mean? Make the risk. Also, shout out J-Ro for
shout out J-Ro.
I recently just met J-Ro. Human. Oh my god. Yeah.
And
lovely.
Yeah.
And like super same shit, super inclusive, and like just trying to just like roping you into that is so lovely.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's the only way all of us, like, we all gotta rise together.
Rising tide.
We gotta help each other. We gotta like, if there's an opportunity, you gotta like, you know, like my friend got offered to open for Poptrop in LA, and And I immediately was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like, I'm telling them that I know you right now. Because, like, they tend to ask more than one person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But but there's a level of trust if you know people.
Of
so
course,
I immediately was like, in the tour chat, I was like, yo, did you guys ask, like, my fucking friend? And then they were like, da-da-da. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, bet, we're going to lock them in. I was like, yes.
I mean, yeah, connections are it's sometimes frustratingly essential, but can be really lovely when you're surrounded by a good group. And I think that's one of like my favorite parts about this scene specifically that we have, like this like group of humans, is everybody's so lovely and just like wants to be friendly all the time, which is so sick.
I fucking hate it.
I fucking hate it.
No, I don't know. It is a big blessing. Like, there's obviously, like, it's such a big group, so people are just like different levels of closeness and everything like that. But I just think about, like, I don't know, like, you're a family. Like, you're my big biscuit. I have so many like big bros. You know,
saying that shit publicly is so funny. It's like, yup, that is me. That is us.
Yo, biscuit.
We are here. Hey, little biscuit.
Because otherwise, like, I wouldn't have ever met you. Like, you were fucking in Australia, dude.
I know, dude. Shout out Ryan. Ryan is also incredibly
is a
inclusive.
connector.
Ryan is
He's the glue.
Such a gluer.
People are always like, how'd you meet this person?
Ryan's a gluer. And I think the other thing with this group is, like, yes, people are varying levels of closeness, but it doesn't ever feel cliquey. No. Like, it's like, oh no, I like this one. Like, I hang out with this one a lot. But like, we always like hanging out with all the other ones also. It's just like we ended up like together all the time. And Ryan's always great. He will just invite everybody.
And whoever comes.
Sometimes I get stressed when I'm like inviting big groups of people. I'm like, oh, is everybody gonna get along? Like, and Ryan's just like, fuck it. Like, come to my house in fucking rural Pennsylvania for Thanksgiving. I've met you once. I'm like, okay.
I know, that was our Friendsgiving was the first time I met in person.
Yeah.
And then for Halloween thing at Ryan's house, it was the first time I met you.
Yes.
And I saw your "We're Not All Really Strangers" sweater, and I was like, this my guy. And then you're my guy.
Shout out winners.
Now you're my guy.
Shout out We're Not Really Strangers. The link, that's facts, dude. That's a good link. Yeah. Ryan, that was the first time I met you. That was a wonderful weekend. That was the first time I met Sam properly.
Yeah.
Like, it was the Overcast Fest is where I met people for the first time, but that was like the first time I like talked to anybody. Good work, Rye. So I got a couple more questions about the production stuff, and then we're just gonna like dive into like personal stuff and just like what the vibes are. Alas,
my brother is the actual best.
Thank you again for listening. That was episode 1 of the Helen podcast, the Helen interview. That's you. And so we're gonna have a couple more of those, and I'm very excited for the ones following, because while this one was more career focused, the next one's kind of get into the emotions behind it and the life and the current state of working as a creative. So yeah, thanks again, Helen, for doing the interview, bro. I'm lit.
You.
Yeah, dog. Anyway, episode 2 coming out next Tuesday, theoretically, and no, it's coming out next Tuesday. I'm gonna make it happen. And that's everything. I'm Bryce, and thank you for being part of my life. Mwah. Give him a kiss.
Mwah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you for everything.